Salutations readers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nkechi and today I'm going to give you all another seasonal TBR. So, I'm starting to really actually enjoy making these seasonal TBRs. However, if y'all have seen the spring TBR one, you're all probably wondering, did you complete that TBR? And I'm here to say, nar. But that doesn't mean I ain't going to do another one. Okay? We all kind of, if you've seen the video, y'all kind of know. I don't really be following TBRs like that. I'm like, well, it's okay. I'm gonna make another one anyways because it just helps me to organize my thoughts on like the kind of books I want to read, whether I get through all of them or not. But this time around though, I am looking forward to the summer TBR because I have a lot more obligation reads this time around, and I am really looking forward to the books that I do want to read, possibly for content and some other priority reads. But again, it's always up in the air if I actually will read them during that time, or I push them back because mental health or just not in the mood. Who knows? There's always something that comes up. But these are just the books that I do hope to get to this summer. Anyways, let's actually get through the books that I am obligated to read for this summer because they're just arcs. So okay, there it is. So on my Kindle, I have all these arcs, and actually I do also have an ALC, which stands for advanced listening copy, so it's like an advanced audiobook basically. So yeah, I do have e-arcs here on my Kindle, and I do have an ALC. So on my Kindle, I do have an e-arc for Rake's Fall by Raja Chandrasekhara. This is his sophomore novel. It is I literally keep forgetting what this book is even about. Why do I keep forgetting what this book is about? And I'm the one that like got approved of this like not too long ago. Hold up. Let me look this up on my Storygraph. Okay. So on Storygraph, it says it's a sci-fi fantasy. Okay. Cool. And it comes out June 18th? Yes, June 18th. And, oh yeah, groundbreaking standalone sci-fi epic about two souls bound together from here until the ends of time. Sounds like a good time to me. And Rake's Fall is a Tor.com release. And then as an ALC, this one is another Tor.com book, and it's an advanced listening copy, so thanks again to Tor.com for this one. This is Masquerade by Oo Sangoyomi. This is a historical fantasy. This is also a debut novel. And it takes place in like, is it pre-colonial Nigeria? Yes, a reimagined pre-colonial West Africa, dazzling lyrical tale of the true cost one woman's fight for freedom and self-discovery in a patriarchal society and the lengths she'll go to secure her future. Yep, and I think I remember this being like loosely based on Persephone. So, yeah, very much interested. I'm always here for like supporting Nigerian authors, so I was just already naturally very, very interested. And this book comes out, when does it come out? July 2nd. So, yeah, something for sure to look forward to. And I really like the cover for Masquerade. It is gorgeous. Now this e-arc here, I have mentioned, did I mention this? I can't remember if I mentioned it or not in my spring TBR, but it was like, yeah, like a hopeful, or if anything. But I didn't get to that arc anyway, so I'm just gonna say here. The Dead Cattail Assassins by P.J. Clark. This one actually was literally pushed. If I remember correctly, yeah, it was originally supposed to be a March release, but then it pushed to August for some reason. I don't know why, but it's fine. I'm pretty much really looking forward to finally starting to read that arc because it is like a novella. It's a longer novella though, like close to 200 pages. It comes out August 6th. The only thing I know is that there's a black girl, something about assassins, and I think I heard from a couple early reviewers that like the main character was kind of giving the snarky humor of like Gideon from Gideon the Ninth, which I'm like, okay. Well, I'm intrigued. Even if if any characters in the line, just even close to the humor, anywhere near humorous or snarky or some sort of personality like Gideon Nav, then like we're good. We're gonna have a good time. So I'm very much excited to read another P.J. Clark. So yes, and also I really love the cover. Y'all, the cover is gorgeous, okay? And then I recently actually got approved of, actually wait, did I get approved? No, I didn't. This was actually on a read now on NetGalley, so I was able to get an e-arc of A Sorceress Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher. Comes out August 6th as well. And the only thing I know is that this is, I think, some sort of like a retelling of The Goose Girl. Yeah, so this is going to be my first time, if I get to this one before any other T. Kingfisher. It'll be my first time reading anything from T. Kingfisher that is not a horror novel. So yeah, this one doesn't seem to be very long. It's definitely fantasy here. It's giving like the fairy tale fantasy of something like, I don't know, T. Kingfisher got a lot of other books, but I'm just very curious to see what I would think about this one. And then last, but certainly not least, I've been approved by Peachtree Teen for an e-arc of Compound Fracture by Andrew Joseph White. This is going to be his third novel, his third YA horror thriller. I think it's a thriller. I can't tell if it's horror or thriller. But unfortunately, though, I'm only able to read it on my phone because it won't let me send on my Kindle. So that sucks. But yeah, I'll have to read it on my phone, which I'm not happy about. But, you know, it's fine. It's fine. It comes out September 3rd. I think this one takes, I don't know, this modern day Appalachia, I think. Somewhere in the Appalachians. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I really know about. And that's also all I really need to know. Just YA queer horror / thriller. I mean, what else is there to know about? Honestly, I'm just not looking forward to the reading on my phone. I really am not. So even though that is a September release, I do hope to read it sometime this summer. Anyways, that's pretty much all of the obligation reads, which is really just arcs, honestly, because I always like requesting and getting approved for arcs. So yeah, that's where we're at. Anyways, let's start talking about the books that I really want to read for content. Now again, it might not come in the summer. Most likely it will not. But the goal is to at least start them in the summer, you know? Alright, y'all, I just had to charge this camera because it was looking really low in battery. But anyways, let's get through the books. So first up is actually a repeat from the spring TBR because I was like, look, I wanted to start in the spring, especially for the Asian Readathon. However, it just wasn't gonna happen. So let's just see if I'll end up actually starting it this summer. But anyways, that book is The Sword of Kaigen by Emma Wong. So yeah, this is the famed, very popular indie fantasy book. So I really want to read this one because, I don't know, I've been hearing great things about it. I think this is going to be a fantasy book that I will really love, just like everyone else. And yeah, just why not? You know? And also I am pretty curious as well, like Emma Wong's other novel, Blood Over Brighthaven, which actually is going to be re-released this October. So I want to read The Sword of Kaigen first before I get a chance to read Blood Over Brighthaven. So yeah. Looking forward to finally start this book. Like, geez, it's been on the TBR for a while now. It's always one of those books that's just like, oh, it's on the TBR, but then I never get around to it. Like, come on now. So yeah, let's see if we can start it this summer. Next up, I do have a book that I really want to reread. I want to see if I could document my experience with this book. And that is The Greenbone Saga by Fonda Lee, starting with Jade City. Because if any of y'all are new here, I actually started my channel because of this series. We're getting closer to around 2 years since I started this channel. And the Greenbone Saga is actually the very first couple of videos that I actually posted on this channel. So I really want to do a reread of the series and also kind of like redo the book review videos that I did of it. Like, I mean, the book review videos are fine, but like I think I can review this series better than I did about 2 years ago. Okay, so I want to do a reread, and also I really want to reread it to actually annotate it because I read these books originally via audio, so I really want to reread them like physically, even if I have the audiobook, but I really want to reread them physically and annotate. Which will take a while. It's gonna take me a good long minute to reread, especially if I'm like annotating these books. Yeah, it's gonna be a long minute. So let's start with like Jade City first before I, start the other books anyways. But the idea though is that I do hope to get through the entire Greenbone Saga, but like let's really be realistic here and say I want to reread Jade City this summer. And then another book here is actually a book that I also want to reread, but I don't want to reread it because I loved it. I know, very odd. But I do want to reread The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. So I read this book sometime this summer 2 years ago. So it was in, I think, July 2022. And when I read The Atlas 6, I really did not like it, actually. I didn't particularly hate it, but I was definitely frustrated with the book. Now, I have read other works by Olivia Blake by now, and I'm kind of realizing that, maybe perhaps, just perhaps, I was a little bit too harsh on The Atlas 6. Just want to see, like, let me revisit this. For all I know, it probably is a book that I probably still will not like. Or I could surprise myself and actually thoroughly enjoy this. I don't know yet. So I do have The Atlas 6 to reread since I've already read it. And I am kind of curious as well to see that if I enjoy The Atlas 6 as much, then maybe, possibly, I can get to The Atlas Paradox. Because I was very irritated with The Atlas 6. I did not get to the sequel. and I was like kind of looking at side-eyeing the Atlas Complex now since it's already out. But I'm like, you know what, let me just try this again, because even though it's been 2 years ago, I feel like I do remember some things about the Atlas 6. I could probably start with the Atlas Paradox, because I'm usually just like that. If it's been a long while, I don't usually like reread the first book to get to the sequel. I just like read it. But I don't know. I just wanted to give this series another shot, since that I'm going to come with the mindset of it well, first of all, probably think of it less so Dark Academia, because I'm like, I don't know if this was really supposed to be Dark Academia, because I didn't think it was quite like that, but it has at least the aesthetic of Dark Academia. If I go in that mindset, I think I'll have a better time with this. And also, since I've been reading more of Olivia Blake's works, I also understand her writing style a little bit more. And also, we're doing this reading with my eyeballs. We ain't doing the audiobook, because last time I did the audiobook, and I think that just was not helpful. I'm just gonna give this series another shot. We shall see. And then another book I also want to read for content, which I do hope to I was kind of surprised that I really want to read it for the summer and not for the fall. But I don't know, it's giving me, I don't know, I just feel like it has I know it's not quite summer vibe, but like, I don't know, I just want to read this summer, and I want to wait till the fall, because why do that if you feel like to read it sooner? And that is The Familiar by Ali Bardugo. Now, this was a book that I can't remember if I put this in my anticipated releases, or if this was like a question in the January book tag for this year, but I do remember being like, kind of hesitant to pick up The Familiar by Ali Bardugo, since I really did not like Ninth House. So this is a standalone though. It's a historical fantasy, and I have not read a Leigh Bardugo book since like Six of Crows duology. So I'm very curious just to see, well, what if maybe, just maybe, if I give Leigh Bardugo another chance with her adult writing. Just try this out, you know? I don't know. I just want to give this a shot. I'm right up here with like Six of Crows, so let's just try with something adult by Leigh Bardugo, especially since I haven't read anything of hers in like 3 years now. And then last but certainly not least, which is a book that is one of my most highly anticipated books that I don't have it here because it doesn't come out until June 18th, but that is Little Rots by Akwaeke Emezi. This is Akwaeke Emezi's 8th book, and I already own every single thing by this author. And I own all their works. I have read all their works, so I was very sad in 2023 that we did not have another Akwaeke Emezi book, but 2024 we got another one, and I am here for it. I already pre-ordered this book, so yeah, I'm gonna be able to read it this summer. There is no way I am not reading that book right away when it comes in the mail. But anyways, that's pretty much all the books that I want to read for content. We'll just see if it actually ends up going through, because sometimes I try to read for content and then I end up deleting footage because it just happens like that. But anyways, let's get to the books that are kind of like some priority reads for me personally, because I don't know, I just really think I really want to actually focus on getting through these books. So first up is a book that's from my self-destruct TBR video, and that is Summer Suns by Lee Mondello. I've already read Lee Mondello's novellas, Feed Them Silence, last year, and then also this year, The Woods All Black. So I want to start with their debut novel, Summer Suns. And also I think it makes sense that this is like Southern Gothic horror, but also it says Summer Suns. I feel like this is like the perfect book to read in like the summertime, or at least summer close to autumn, but I think this would be perfect for the summer because a Southern Gothic, yes, you read that, that's like a summer read. I don't know, I don't make the rules, okay? I don't make the rules, I'm just following them, okay? Next up is a book that I was invited to be part of this like a kind of like a buddy read situation. So, I will be reading Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. I will be buddy reading this with Leslie from Books, Girls, and Purrs. Very much looking forward to give this a shot. I've never read anything about this author. I have tried to read The Hacienda. However, I did soft DNF it, but I do plan to get back into The Hacienda whenever. But I do really want to read Vampires of El Norte. I have heard people, you know, they weren't too happy with the fact that they felt like there's not enough horror in here, but honestly, I think based on what I've been hearing about what the book's about, the synopsis, some reviews, I think this is something I'm still going to enjoy regardless. Now, this next book here, I don't have physically. I'm definitely going to borrow from my library, but this is going to be from my 6 Frex by 6 Friends, and that is Bestiary by K-Ming Chong, I think. This one was recommended to me. I don't quite remember who recommended me this book, unfortunately. I'm very sorry. I have been seeing like this author's name around with some other works that people are reading, especially I think with a couple of short story collections. So yeah, I am very much curious to read this one since it's not really a short story collection. I'm looking at Storygraph right now. It's like a full-fledged novel. Looks like a generational. Yeah, so 3 generations of Taiwanese American women are haunted by the myths of their homeland in this spellbinding, visceral debut about one's family's queer desires, violent impulses, and buried secrets. Oh, this is a debut novel. Ooh. Ooh, okay. It's queer, magical realism, slow paced. Okay. Well, now I'm even more intrigued. Okay. Because look, I've been hearing such a lot of good things about this author's works and the fact that the author writes some weird fiction. And I'm like, you know what? I'm easier to try some weird fiction. So yeah, let's try this one out. But anyways, yeah, I'm just really very much interested to read this book because why not? Hopefully it works for me. This next book, which is the final book of this TBR, is another book recommended to me for 6 Friends by 6 Friends, and that is How to Pronounce Knife. I do know that this is a short story collection, so it says your contemporary literary fiction. I don't know, it seems like a pretty award-winning kind of short story collection. Unsentimental yet tender, taut and visceral, How to Pronounce Knife announces this author as one of the most striking voices of her generation. Yeah, I don't really know much about this short story collection. I didn't even know about this book until someone literally recommended it to me. So I am curious just to give this a shot. I'm always here for short story collections. So yeah, I think summer is a good time to read this one. Anyways, this is my summer 2024 TBR, including my Kindle and of course the audiobook reads. But yeah, I am looking forward to at least attempting these books. We shall see about the Saga of Khalidi again. Hopefully we'll get to the rereads. I don't know, I've not been very good at rereading. I tend to start them, but then I don't end up finishing those rereads. But I do want to at least try to get through these rereads. And yeah, let's just see about the ones for Contact. Again, I can't make any promises. But I am really looking forward though to reading and rereading these books. We shall see if I get to them. But anyways, that's pretty much it. That is my TBR for this summer. Now, comment down below any of your thoughts on these books. Do you have any opinions? Do any of y'all think I should reread The Atlas Six and give it a second chance to continue on with this series? Have any of y'all continued this series? Let me know if it is worth it. Just please let me know. Let me know. Or any of these other books too, if any of y'all have read them and all the things. Also, let me know if any of y'all have any books you want to read this summer as well. I'm very curious. Any anticipated releases this summer that you really want to get to right away? Or any books that came out already this year so far that you want to read this summer? I don't know. Just let me know what books y'all want to read this summer, okay? Now, if you made it this far into the video, you want to leave an emoji or something, you can leave me any summery, sunny kind of emoji, whether it's the sun, sunglasses, a sunflower. Anyways, thank you all again for coming onto this video, checking out my channel. Like if you like it, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.